Fernando Alonso exclusive: what two-time champion really thinks after F1 retirement? That is the verdict of expert analyst Tony Jardine, who says the Spaniard will know he has retired from the sport while he still has plenty to offer. Raced his 312th and final Grand Prix in Abu Dhabi last month, having amassed 32 wins and 97 podium finishes over the previous 18 years. But after leaving Renault for the first time in 2006 off the back of consecutive World Drivers' Championships, he never hit the heights expected of him. Alonso came third in the standings at the end of his season alongside Lewis Hamilton at McLaren, while he was runner-up in 3 of the 5 years he spent at Ferrari. Alonso's slide from grace meant he also experienced the ignominy of finishing 10th or lower in each of his 4 campaigns back at McLaren at the end of his F1 career. His struggles with McLaren's uncompetitive car in 2018 convinced him to give up completely to pursue his desire to win motorsport's Triple Crown. Alonso will become only the second man in history to achieve that feat if he follows in Graham Hill's footsteps. However, Jardine believes questions over what might have been will cloud the 37-year-old's thoughts. And the former McLaren assistant manager reckons F1 will be worse off without Alonso amongst its ranks. It will always be in his mind because he'll be looking at Formula 1. And he's still at the top of his game. That's the sad thing, and he'll be thinking, I could have beaten him, Jardine exclusively told Express Sport, when asked if Alonso will regret retiring this year. But he just needed a decent car, but wrong place, wrong time, wrong managerial decisions. Those decisions go back to when he's in a plum drive at McLaren. He throws his toys out of the pram in 2007 because he thinks Hamilton is getting the better treatment and he decides to leave. That's him and his manager, Flavio Briatore, and he goes back to Renault. Renault were already on a downward slope, so he spent 2 years in the backwater then. What a curious, stupid decision. Okay, gets into Ferrari, nearly wins, but all those years of being the bridesmaid are very frustrating. He showed his incredible talent because the Ferrari wasn't a great car, but yeah, he could win with it. And he is lost to Formula 1. It's sad that we don't still have him and he's just going to be a journeyman doing a bit of sports cars, Indy 500, whatever he fancies. Next May Alonso will get the chance to complete the Triple Crown by adding Indy 500 success to his previous wins at the 24 Hours of Le Mans. The two-time F1 champion will drive for McLaren Racing, with the team's engine to be provided by Chevrolet. Next news: Russell keen to compete against Kubica. The Williams team sees George Russell partnered by Robert Kubica for the 2019 F1 season. George has spoken of his desire to not only compete against Robert but also to return the Williams team to higher up the championship after a 2018 season that saw them finish last. George has the belief that both he and Robert can become a very strong driver pairing, and as a result he will be able to compare his talents against his more experienced teammate, even if the last time that Robert raced was many years ago. With the Williams team having made their choices in regard to their 2019 driver lineup, George Russell, now partnered by Robert Kubica, the rookie, has spoken of his desire to not only compete against Robert but also to return the Williams team to higher up the championship after a 2018 season that saw them finish last. For Russell, after achieving the 2018 F2 championship title and been highly regarded, he is still coming up against Robert with his wealth of Formula 1 experience consisting of 76 race starts. George has the belief that both he and Robert can become a very strong driver pairing, and as a result he will be able to compare his talents against his more experienced teammate, even if the last time that Robert raced was many years ago. Russell spoke of his feelings going into the 2019 season. He said, "I'm really excited to be teammates with Robert. I think obviously there is no doubt about his natural talent. He's extremely motivated and has huge knowledge about the car on the technical side, and I think obviously it's no secret of a tough year for Williams in 2018. I think with his experience and my knowledge of my experience at Mercedes, I think we have a huge amount to bring to the team. He's a fantastic guy off the circuit. He's extremely knowledgeable on the engineering side, and his speed and talent is unquestionable. I really wanted a teammate like Robert to go up against and show what I am capable of. But even with his feelings that he and Robert can become a very good driver pairing, it still will come down to whether or not the Williams team can produce a competitive 2019 car." George added, "I think our targets next season are very clear, and that's to get Williams back to fighting into the points and the top of the midfield. I think we want to be recognized, we want to be putting in good results. If I'm beating my teammate but it's for last position, there's no joy or glory for anybody. Myself and Robert will be working really hard together. Firstly to get the team to where they deserve to be, and then we'll see how the results are after that." Next news: it's game time for Honda. Now that they have a top team as a customer, Honda has to step up and do better in the upcoming 2019 Formula One season, says Japanese manufacturer's motorsport general manager Masahisa Yamamoto. The recently concluded 2018 season was a relatively stable year for the Japanese engine maker. Partnership with Toro Rosso enabled them to approach the Milton Keynes-based outfit to showcase their capability for the upcoming season. Honda made rapid strides in the power unit performance and won over Red Bull as a customer. Over the course of the year, we improved our power unit in terms of performance and reliability, thanks to the huge efforts of our engineers and mechanics, Yamamoto said. Everyone at Scuderia Toro Rosso and both its drivers played a big part in our development, not just on the technical front, but also thanks to their open-minded and positive attitude and cheerful disposition. This was a great boost for all Honda members. We established a close and honest relationship, built on mutual respect, and that produced some strong performances, such as those in Bahrain, Hungary and our qualifying in Suzuka. For this, our sincere thanks go to the entire team. Yamamoto said there were a lot of positives for Honda in the 2018 season and emphasized there is still a lot of room for improvement for the upcoming season. However, it was clear that our PU is still not at the same level as the very best in terms of performance, and there is also room for improvement when it comes to reliability. Next season, we will supply two teams for the first time since we returned to F1 in 2015. We must do better, and, with that in mind, everyone involved in the project is working relentlessly to be in good shape for pre-season testing in February. As we prepare for our second year with Toro Rosso and our first with Red Bull Racing, our aim is to continue to make progress and move up the order. Thank you for watching the video. Be sure to share and subscribe to your channel to get the latest sports news around the world. Wished health and success. Goodbye.